What's up everybody, David from Pro Duo Flippers here. Today I just wanted to shoot a video. Melissa went and played tennis with her girlfriend, so I decided to go for a hike. I often go hiking on my own, do solo hikes just to get out in nature and just to relax and have some time to myself and time to think, or maybe sometimes I'll listen to music. But it's just super beautiful out here right now. I'm a little bit ways off the trail, so I don't think anybody will be coming across me shooting this video. Just sitting here next to the creek, if you can hear that. Let's just take a second to listen to how peaceful it is out here. Isn't that nice? So you got the creek going and the birds chirping and just super soothing. Anyway, I want to shoot a video today about what's going on with eBay, what's going on with reselling, and I'm a little bit concerned for a lot of people out there who are struggling or have been struggling, that things are going to get a lot even tougher this year. That is a concern of mine. And maybe even for the next year or two, I don't know. What I do know, if you watch my last video, is that things are slow. Things are slower. This is the slow time of the year anyway, but things seem to be slower than they normally are this time of year. So, and that it's not necessarily the experience for every single person that's reselling. There are still people who are doing very well and doing better than they were before, or people even doing better than they were just the previous year for fourth quarter for whatever reasons. But in general, I've been doing this for a lot of years, and this is not the normal summer slow time that I've been seeing. So, and the reason I say that is because my listings are so much higher than last year. At this time I was around 1,800 listings, and now I'm at 3,000 listings, and I'm barely even beating what I did last year. So my listings are up 60-70%. My sales aren't really up at all. So what would that mean if I didn't have my listings up so much higher? What if I was still at 1,800 listings? How much lower would my sales be? Half? I don't know. Maybe they would be 30% lower, which would be horrible. I don't know. So I just want to talk today about the things that you need to do now. If you've been struggling, or if you haven't been struggling, I feel like reselling in general for the past few years has been pretty easy. You just do a little bit of work, and it's handsomely rewarded because just e-commerce is growing so much. But I think that things are going to change, or things are already changing, and things are slowing down. Things are slower than they have been the past few years, maybe slower than I've ever really seen them. And so I want to talk and just maybe give you guys a few tips, maybe a few things that you can do better, and then also a few things that you could do more. So I'll just kind of start. There's like maybe 3 or 4 of each of those. So first of all, let's talk about what you can do better. So without doing much more work or investing any more money, you can maybe get some better quality listings. And by that, I just mean take a little extra time to make sure you have good pictures. And sorry, there's a bug that's about to crawl across the camera there. Okay, so make sure you have quality pictures with a quality, clean, clear black background, sharp pictures, enough pictures that you're showing like, every angle or whatever, or really showing the condition of whatever it is that you're selling. So quality listings start with pictures. Make sure that you're fill in as many of your item specifics as you can so that you can come up in searches, and so people don't have so many questions about what they're actually getting. In the description itself, if you do clothing, I highly recommend providing measurements, and just list in as much detail as you can. You don't want to go overboard because people just want to see they want to know the facts about what they're buying and the condition, and I think that's really all they want to know. They don't want to read long paragraphs about all of your different policies and stuff like that. But and if you want to see my listings, you guys could always go check out my store. It's called Idaho Great Goods. If you just Google that, one word, if you just Google that, Idaho Great Goods eBay, you should be able to go in there and see my store, see my listings, and see how simple my listings are and my descriptions are, but what kind of stuff I include in there. Not that you have to follow mine exactly. I don't have the best descriptions, I'm sure, but anyway, get back on topic. Quality listings starts with pictures, item specifics, description. So those 3 things are really what comes down to a quality listing to me. And then there's other couple things you could do maybe better, and that's maybe you have your policies that are more appealing to the customer. So that might mean if you're not accepting returns, start accepting returns. If you're just doing, I don't know what the different options are. Maybe if you're just doing 2-week returns, you extend it to 30 days, or maybe if you're doing return, they can return, but they have to pay return shipping. Maybe consider free returns. I'm considering that now. I might make another video just about that. I used to do it in the past, and I quit doing it, and I'm considering going back. So like, maybe that'll be one of my next videos, is talking about free returns, whether you should do this or not, and why you would or wouldn't. But better policies, so that basically makes people more comfortable about purchasing from you. Or maybe you haven't used global shipping, maybe you start offering that, because that could increase the amount of sales that you get. It's very simple. You just check the box for global shipping, and all you have to do is ship it to the eBay's global shipping center that's in like Kentucky or something. So otherwise it's just a normal sale. And I don't sell a ton of stuff, but I would say maybe 5 to 10% of my sales are international sales. So maybe you would get a 5 or 10% increase in your sales if you're not using global shipping now. So let's see. The third thing that I think you could do better maybe is your pricing. So maybe spend more time, and this is probably something I need to work on too. I've got kind of lazy with my my research, and so I may be tending to price a little bit high, and my other justification for that is that I send offers now. I tend to look to see as much as things have sold for and then price it a little bit lower than that, but maybe what I need to do is go back to being on the lower end of whatever is available. So you could look at your pricing. Maybe your pricing's a little bit too high. Maybe you're just trying to get more than you really need to get profit-wise out of the item. I mean, if you bought something for $5, do you really need to sell it for $50? Maybe you could sell for $40 and turn around and flip it much faster. And if you do that with multiple items, then all of a sudden you're selling things a lot faster. Your income starts going up, and then you could go out and source more items. And if you're turning it over faster, your income should go up, right? Conceivably. But so those are a few things you can do better. Quality listings. Maybe look at your policies and see if you can make some improvements there as far as the buyer would be concerned, and maybe better pricing, a little bit lower, get things to move a little bit faster. In times like this, everybody's going to be looking to get more sales, so you might need to be a little more competitive with your pricing, especially if sales all around are a little bit lower, then not as many purchases are going to be made. So if you're on the higher end, you may not make those sales at all. So, all right, so that's what you could do better. Let's talk about what you could do more of. First and foremost, I think what I need to do, and what a lot of people probably need to do, is you just need to find more focus. So you really just need to eliminate distractions. I think you'd be shocked if you just set an hour aside, blocked out every possible distraction that you could have, and just worked and did listings or whatever, and really time yourself and see how much you could get done. And you might be surprised how much you could get done in 1 hour. And then if you could do that for 4 hours or 6 hours, you might see a significant increase in your productivity and how many listings you're able to get up each day or whatever. So that's probably the biggest thing that we need to do. We aren't very focused. We let lots of things distract us. We work out of our home. We have kids at home now. It's summer. We have laundry to do and all kinds of other stuff. A lot of fun stuff that we do, tennis and other things. So we could be a lot more focused. That's one reason I'm not super worried about eBay and reselling and how things are taking a downturn, because I know that we could do a lot more. All right, so more focus will lead you to more listings. So that's always what I've told people over the years, is that if you want to make more money, get more listings up. If you've got 300 listings and you're not feeling like you get enough sales, well, 300 listings isn't very many. So I would say increase that number to 500, and when you get to 500, increase it to 7, and keep going. The more you list, the more you'll have listed, the more you'll have available to sell, and of course, the more you should be selling. So I will add one thing to that: make sure that what you're listing is quality items and not just a bunch of stuff because you're just trying to get more listings up. So that's probably something else that we have done in the past year too, is that we've tried to grow our listings so we can grow our income, but a lot of the growing that we did was not with a lot of quality listings. So we tried certain things like we bought a lot, we got at the auction a lot of cassette tapes or DVDs or magazines, and we listed all those individually, and it's really easy to crank out listings with stuff like that, but are they really going to sell? And if they do sell, are they going to sell for very much money? So just be careful what you're listing when you're trying to grow. Make sure that it's as quality, the listings are as quality items like that you have been listing, or even better quality. So going forward. So if you're more focused with your time and you get your listings up faster, then what that could do is leave more time for sourcing. And so if you can spend more time sourcing, that doesn't necessarily mean buy a ton more, but maybe you include another store that you hadn't gone to before, and maybe you start being a little bit pickier so that you're getting better items that you list. So if you spend let's say 3 hours a day sourcing instead of 2 hours, and you explore some different options, different stores that you haven't been to or different areas, then maybe you could be a little pickier and get some better, better quality items that are more likely to sell or sell quickly, and that could help you with increasing your sales too. And then lastly, when we're talking about what you could do more of, well, I guess you could just work more, right? And this may be the time to do it. Maybe, like I said, eBay and reselling has been pretty easy the past few years. There's a lot of weeks where Melissa and I have only worked 20 or 30 hours, and that is certainly not the way to increase your income or maintain your income. So maybe if you work 25 hours, maybe you try working 30 hours instead and see how much of a difference, especially if that extra 5 hours is focused work like we talked about. Just spending a little bit more time each week, that will add up, right? If you spend, let's just say you spend 2 hours a week, and let's say in an hour you can get, even if you can only get 5 listings up. So let's just say 2 hours a week, like if you work 2 hours extra a week and you get 10 extra listings a week, that's 40 extra listings a month. And then maybe that means you have 10 extra sales that month. Maybe your average sale price is $30, and that means $300 extra a month in sales. And all of a sudden you've got maybe half that is actual income. Maybe that all of a sudden you have an extra $150 a month that you can make a car payment or pay extra on a Visa or buy some more groceries or pay for the increased cost of gas that's going on, right? So, and that's just with 2 hours a week, and that's not very much. That's, 1 hour for 2 days a week. That's not very much. Maybe you could put in 5 or 10 extra hours a week, which is probably what we need to do, and really make a significant difference in your income, to the tune of making, a large car payment or half your house payment or a whole trip to the grocery store or whatever. So anyway, I don't want to be gloom and doom. I've never been gloom and doom about eBay and reselling. I love reselling. I really hope to continue doing it for years to come. I really want to get to the point where it's making enough money that I could take some of that money and invest it somewhere else in something more passive, maybe real estate at some point. But I thought I'd be there by now. But now with the way things are slowing down, we're just kind of, we're doing okay, but we're not really having tons of extra money. So anyway, like I said, don't want to be doom and gloom. I think the future of eBay is strong. The future of reselling is strong, but it might be slow for a year or two. And these might be, there's always going to be good years and not so good years. And this might be the not so good years. So make those improvements in your listings. Do those things better. Increase what you're doing. Do a little more focus, more work, and more listing, and it should pay off. So, anyways, if you guys have any questions or comments, let me know. I will answer any questions you got. Please like, subscribe if you can, so I can keep making these videos. Tell me what you think about doing it out here. Hopefully this creek isn't too loud and like drowning me out. I know I'm not very loud anyway. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Take it easy.